Hey everyone, so I'm gonna get real with you guys in a way that I haven't done before. Sorry, I have a puppy right here. Um, Without going too in depth into my past, mainly because I don't know what you guys will actually find interesting and what you won't, and I don't feel like boring you. Um, I have depression. I have had depression most of my life. My first clear memory of being suicidal, I was 10 years old. And it's really, really hard. It was really hard as a 10-year-old to try to explain that to adults. I tried to tell my parents and they didn't understand. So, of course, that just things spiraled worse. I don't blame them. It's not their fault. They tried. But even physicians that I've talked to as an adult, I found one several years ago who could actually accept the fact that I had been depressed for, you know, the majority of my life. I'm 27 now, so we're talking over 17 years I've been dealing with this. They just don't accept the fact that children can be clinically depressed. I don't know why. They just don't. So, obviously, I've been dealing with this for quite some time. I've tried a couple medications on and off. They can usually get me to a plateau to where I'm not miserable. But then again, I can get myself there. I can, it's hard, but I can get myself to the point where I'm not miserable. That's, despite how hard it can be at times, that's sadly the easy part. But they can't get me happy. There was one, I tried Cymbalta, took that for a few months, actually, probably close to a year. Um, and I was able to be happy for probably the first, maybe second time that in memory. But the problem with that is, after little under a year, it just stopped working. And that fall was hard. I fell hard because it didn't just like slowly stop working and just kind of wean off. It was like a bridge just fell out from under me. So, I'm walking on this bridge over a freeway and it's there, and then just all of a sudden it's gone. And that was quite painful. Yeah, I'm probably going to cry through this. That's, and actually, it's a good thing I'm not wearing makeup aside from the lipstick because I felt that this thing needed some color. The whole white shirt, me, pale, white skin, white wall, um, was a little too bland. So, anyway, um, yeah. So, yeah, that fall was hard, and I've tried medication since then. I'm not on any at the moment. Um, my goal was to use medication to get me to the point where I could be happy and then, teach myself how to stay there without the medication. But I haven't been able to get to that point again, and I'm almost scared to, at least using medication, just because it was one day things are good, or 1 hour things are good, and an hour later I'm curled up in a ball, hiding in the closet because I don't want anyone to worry or be concerned, and just crying so hard my chest hurt. Like my heart literally hurt. I really don't want to experience that again. I don't. I'm sure you can understand why. So, I am at a point where obviously things need to change. I'm not miserable, but I feel myself starting to spiral down again. Um, and of course, trying to figure out how to pull myself up out of that. I've done it a couple times, but that doesn't mean that it's the same every time and that there's some quick fix and it's easy and all of a sudden everything's better. Everything's blue skies and, Tweety birds or whatever. It's not that simple. But the first thing I'm going to do, so I guess I'm going to journal this. Going to do a video journal of my travel, my trial and error to get there. I've decided the first thing I need to do is pound it into my head because I know this intellectually. I know this in my mind. But part of me just doesn't accept this fact. That I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be alive. I have that right. I have a right to make my own decisions about my body. I have the right to make my own decisions about my spirituality, to choose my own life path. I do not have the right to hurt others. But that doesn't mean that when I make a mistake that I have to beat myself up, that I have to feel overwhelmingly guilty. What that means is that when I make a mistake, I need to admit it and move forward. Let go of the guilt. Remind myself that, yeah, I screwed up. That's life. Everyone screws up. All I can do is accept that fact and start again. So between what I'm thinking of doing right now, and this is probably going to change as I go. I bought this last year. Yes, I love Charming Pixie Flora, and actually watching her latest video and her admitting how hard she has to work to stay positive is kind of the inspiration to really get me going on this. But because she is, I admire her a lot. But so I'm going to use this as kind of a guide, not completely directly, but just something to kind of help me get moving, help me get going, help me when I get stuck. And yeah, like one thing, using affirmations in general, such as drilling it into my head that I deserve to be happy. It's not just a right. I mean, you have the right to an attorney. Woohoo. Yes, I have a right. I deserve it to be happy. So what I've done is I took a dry erase marker and I wrote on every single mirror in this house so far those words: I deserve to be happy. And I am trying to pound it into my head. Not feel guilty if I take some time to paint my nails. Don't feel guilty if I go to the gym. Don't feel guilty if I don't feel up to going to the gym. So I have 2 mirrors in the bathroom. One is on the mirror, the other is on the closet door. I have a mirror over here in the bedroom. I have a mirror over the fireplace in our living room. There's a mirror in the other bathroom. So far I have written on every single one in a dry erase marker that I deserve to be happy. So yeah, that's step one. I'm probably going to work on step one for about a week or so to really get that solid in my head, and we'll see where I go next. But yeah, so this is me. This is real me being real. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching and maybe sharing. I don't know. At least being, thank you for at least being an outlet for me to express this and as I go. And despite the fact that it's 8 o'clock at night in towards the end of October in the state of Washington, and there's no sunshine right now, I'm gonna wish you all bright blessings.